This is Starting Five, Sleepers Media. We're doing this on a Sunday night. That normally doesn't happen. Normally these are first thing Monday morning shows. I feel like there's an extra oomph to this right now. Lot to hit on. The NBA draft was this week, and we're big winners. Michigan just had a huge signing, so I'm a big winner. There's a lot of positivity going on right now. And speaking of that big signing, we just recorded a video with JUCO advocate Brandon Goebel to talk about Youssef Hayat in depth. So look for that on the channel as well. But for now, this is the Starting Five. I am your captain, Greg Waddell, and Carter Elliott's here with me.
Hey, you know what? I know we talked about a schedule and we talked about the topics right now, but right now I need 27 seconds to put everybody on notice. My franchise is back. Just so you know, I get it. I get going to the lottery, waiting for the ball to drop. Where am I going to pick? 1, 5, wham. What am I going to do? Trade out? Okay, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to my GM. He knows what he's doing. He's 9 steps ahead. He's in 2024. It's 2022. If you don't have Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey in your backcourt, with all due respect, and this is our podcast, so I can say this, shut the fuck up, all right? Because we are here.
You were cooking up such a great clip, and then you had to go there. Really? Like that was an elite clip for Twitter and for every Pistons fan everywhere. That you had to go there. Really?
Can't you just bleep me out?
That's so much extra work. I'm not doing that. We're a PG-13 podcast. I think you can say that word. You're right. The Pistons are back, Cart.
We're back. Are we not back?
So we're so back. First of all,
we're back.
The other thing here is everyone was freaking out. Oh my God, they only got a 2025 first rounder for Jeremy Grant. What? And what did I tell you, Cart? What was the voice note I sent you? It's the move before the move.
Troy Weaver loves making moves on draft night, and he needed to do that to have his full arsenal on draft night. And you know what? Even me, I didn't see that coming because that boy made moves.
So what we have to start doing as Pistons fans is we have to start seeing what we don't see coming. Because like you said, that's Troy Weaver living in 2024. We have to catch up to him. And I think I was almost there because I essentially told you word for word, this is what Troy does. Go back the last 3 off seasons. He makes a move first that makes no sense and looks like we lost. And then 7 days later, it was a move that helped us swindle 3 teams. He's done it every offseason, and it continues to happen. It results in the Pistons getting their guy at 5, Jaden Ivey, which had nothing to do with the trade, and then getting their other guy, Jalen Duren, with the 13th pick from Charlotte. They also acquired Kemba Walker for 5 minutes. I reacted live on the Field of 68 show. Shambles. And then once I realized that Troy Weaver did it again, there was some celebrations happening live. Look, the only thing that feels off to me here, Cart, is that you and I have been adamant as college basketball guys and as Big Ten guys all season long that Keegan Murray's a better pro than Jaden Ivey, and that Jaden Ivey's not going to be a superstar in the NBA. And then as soon as the Kings took Keegan Murray, you and I were all in on Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, I mean, we got the next Ja Morant. We really did.
He's Russell Westbrook, right? He's prime Derrick Rose with a jumper and more tears.
I really do hate though that now because I still think Keegan Murray is going to be an unbelievable pro.
Not in Sacramento.
No chance.
It's who's the last guy that De'Aaron Fox is the best guy they've drafted ever. And Halliburton was looking that way, and then they ruin it. Careers go to die in that franchise. I'm sorry.
That sucks. We love Keegan. That's our guy.
I think you got to have some transcendent star shit to you to survive in Sacramento. Keegan to me seems like a guy who's just going to get swallowed up by the ineptitude and spit out. Pause. I love Keegan. I hope it works out, but I don't know. As much as I still adamantly believe Jaden Ivey can't go left, can't make decisions in the half court, won't willingly defend, and I don't buy his jumper, I'm all in because I think that Cade covers up for all of those things. Jaden Ivey can't play point, fine. He doesn't need to. Jaden Ivey's not an elite shooter, fine. We're going to get him on people will leave him open. Cade's going to draw 2. He'll cut and he'll dunk on people's heads. What we need Jaden Ivey to do is be elite in transition, which he is. He's probably the second best guy in the world at that right now out of college. And he needs to defend willingly. And apparently Troy Weaver told him that. He said, we think you have the tools to be an elite defender, which is accurate. He never has been even a good defender, and that's in here. And it seems like Jaden Ivey's taking that seriously because this is a franchise that apparently he would cry for 48 hours straight to play for. Can we talk about those tiers, Cart?
I really don't want to.
I think we have to. You give the positive spin first.
It's an emotional thing.
It's a super emotional moment. The draft night tiers, I'm all for. Draft night tiers, more power to you. It's incredible. Who am I to tell you how to feel when your life's dreams have been accomplished? The 30 hours later tiers, when your mom's given a jersey,
and your grandfather that passed away, you get his jersey and you get your dad's jersey. Like, good Lord. I mean, get real, Professor Emotions. Like, who are you?
I mean, there's a little like Pat Bev crying in the play-in game energy here, is there not? Like, you and I, we're coming from people who have psychoanalyzed Jaden Ivey at every step. Like, we've said he's pouty. We've said he's a little, like, he plays entitled. I think that's fair to say. He plays like an entitled player / person. This is a kid who was born with keys to gyms at the professional and college level, and he's still a raw player. And it's a little off to me that the dude who is the projected 4th overall pick in this draft, an absolute lock to go in the top 5, is crying like nobody believed he could do this. A little bit, like,
okay, but also he's coming from a spot where he was not highly recruited. He was not.
Compare it to like Marjan Beauchamp, though, who was literally homeless a few years ago. Like, those tiers make sense. If that,
okay, but also like if we're talking about, all right, now we're gonna get to a whole thing about Marjan Beauchamp because he made some choices that got him to that point. Unfortunately, it's a great story that he got to this point, but also there were some bumps in the road. It's good seeing these stories. I'm good with the emotions. Honestly, I'm all good with all of that. If he's still crying when he gets introduced, then maybe like, all right.
That's what I'm worried about is where do we draw the line? Like, he's now 2 for 2 in public appearances.
He can cry every game if he gets buckets.
We're fine with that. Like, he just run down the floor with tears streaming down.
Well, he just played in Matt Painter's offense with a bald 2-guard and 2 7-footers in the paint. He's emotional. I'd be emotional too. He's free.
Yeah, we're not going to blame Painter. I still think it's on Ivey for the deficiencies here. I think the man has only hooped outdoors at houses that have granite countertops. I don't want to hear the tears because you couldn't believe you were drafted. Like, I would much rather, if you want to cry on draft night, that's cool. By night 2, though, I want to see, like, you've already locked in. You've been in the, remember, like, Cade was drafted and he was in the gym the next morning. I'd love to see Jaden Ivey do it.
Cade's a father and a vegan.
I hope that wears off on Jaden's off.
I hope it does too. All I'm saying is there's a lot of people out there who grew up with granite countertops that are now podcasting, and some are in the NBA.
That was a direct shot between my eyes. Damn it!
It's me too. I had granite countertops.
It's true. It's true. Nothing against granite countertops, by the way. Nothing against it.
They're very nice.
I'm just saying. The last thing Pistons wise is this is along the lines again of my Ivy concerns. I am concerned about the personalities in general we're after right now, and Mr. Miles Bridges comes into that.
RTV.
Because as much as I would absolutely love, and it's the League Pass Team of the Year, a Cade, Ivey, Bay, Bridges, Duren lineup, that sounds fantastic. We've also got a vegan, a crier, a man who's probably sipping lean at halftime. I think Saddiq Bey is just a weirdo. I'm just going to call him a weirdo. And then Duren's like a powerhouse gym member. And that's very conflicting, right? Like right now, if you just threw like Isaiah Stewart and Saddiq Bey and Cade in a room together, like I think they're honestly just like head down working, quiet personalities. But now we're throwing a dude who cries every 5 seconds and a dude who is legitimately high right now into the mix. That scares
me. Okay, first of all, every top 10 NBA player is high at some point during the season. That's a fact.
Yeah, but not everyone, as they're entering free agency, has everyone in his circle being like, I just took shrooms, we're going to Detroit. Like,
that's fire. If your 4-man can't rap, then your basketball team stinks. That's my theory.
I fear a little bit for Miles. I do. I love Miles. You know this. Miles is my favorite Michigan State Spartan ever.
To me, Charlotte is closer to Miami. So we're getting him farther away from there.
Yeah, just back in, like, I don't want Miles comfortable is my fear. I want Miles really uncomfortable. If Miles is too, like, Miles right now thinks he's getting a max from any team in the league.
He is.
Not if he continues Instagramming lean.
Timofey Mozgov got a max contract. Anything is possible in this world.
We're so close to the precipice, Cart. We can't blow it with chaos. If we just blow it with bad basketball, that's fine. If we blow it by shooting our load too fast with chaos, I have problems.
If you want lean to come between you and winning, that's on you. On the other hand, lean ain't gonna stop me. If you're gonna put the orange thing in the 10-foot thing, lean all you want. He averaged 20 last year.
But what if he's capable of 27? And it's the lean. Like, what is this? Is Stephen A. Smith. Stay off the lean. Come on. I don't know. Or we could just roll out with, like, lean with it, rock with it as our team song next year.
Wow, that's bad. Now that's bad vibes.
Is that bad?
Yes.
What do you think Jaden Ivey's favorite song is?
Lights by Ellie Goulding.
That's really bad.
That's a fire song.
That's Coach K, whatever they're called.
You've seen TikTok? When the lights come.
The rest of the NBA draft was even more chaotic. The Pistons were the big winners, but this was like the first NBA draft in a very long time where the person who was supposed to go number one just didn't. Mm-hmm. The betting markets went crazy. Everybody knows that. But, like, I mean, Jabari was a lock until he wasn't an hour before the draft, and then it was Paolo. You still compare Paolo to Montrezl Harrell. I assume you disagree with Paolo Banchero going first overall to Orlando.
I mean, I've always stayed strong. I think that Chet is the best player in the draft.
But Chet was never going one, though. This seemed like it was Jabari versus Paolo.
Yeah, he wasn't. And if it's Jabari versus Paolo, I think I'm still picking Jabari over Paolo.
Okay.
Paolo, whatever. Banchero.
I get why Orlando took Paolo. I think in, like, all honesty, that's the pick that made the most sense for a team that's starting with nothing. Like, you got to try and draft your Cade. You don't draft, like, a complimentary guy. It's more likely if Paolo hits that he is the primary driver guy than Jabari is. So I get it. I would have taken Chet 1, Jabari 2, Paolo 3. Who else was a winner for you, like, going through this list? The thing that stood out to me about this draft was, like, by the time you got past Jalen Duren, I think almost every other player in this draft, other than, like, maybe 1 to 2 guys, are guys I think could be out of the league in, like, 3 years. I think this was a really shallow, weak draft beyond the top 10.
Very true. I know you asked for winners, but I just want to point out the Knicks. I don't know, like, what's going on. I enjoy purgatory. Glad I'm not there anymore. Could not be my franchise.
Could not.
I think the Pistons won. I actually really like the Rockets draft because they got what I thought was, probably the 1B player in Jabari. They got Tari Eason as well. Like, I thought they had a solid draft. I like the Thunder's draft too. You get Chet. I think Jalen Williams fits in.
Which one?
Santa Clara, Jalen Williams. A reach at 12, but I still like the fit with that, with that OKC team. So yeah, I thought, Jaden Hardy, I thought it was still a steal in the second round for the Dallas Mavs. I think that could end up being a huge steal in the draft. I mean, you talk about guys that could be in or out of the league in 2 years. In 2 years, Jaden Hardy could be a version of Bradley Beal. In 2 years, he could be back with Youssef Hayat in Lebanon playing. So who knows?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I agree with you on Houston on paper, except it reminds me of when I pick, like, 4 SEC teams to my Elite 8, and I'm like, they're just that good, and then they all lose in the second round. Like, it's a little scary they got 3 SEC dudes to me for some reason. If they got, like, 2 and then someone from another conference, I'd be more in. But I like all 3 players a lot. The Spurs were interesting to me. I thought that once you got out of the lottery, I actually think Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley were, like, my 2 non-lottery favorite picks in this draft.
Yeah, didn't they get Branham at 20?
They got Branham 20 and Blake Wesley 25. The thing is, to me, that both of those are great value. They're just totally redundant to each other. And they're even more redundant when you look at who else is on the Spurs roster. Like
they just drafted Josh Primo last year, who is he not with what Blake Wesley is?
Their 4 best players other than DeJounte Murray are 2/3s. Like the Lonnie Walkers of the world. They just have like 5 of those guys, Keldon Johnson. And now you throw in 2 I really like, but like they can't all play. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Everybody else, genuinely, I think everybody else kind of stinks in this draft. I'm sorry. I thought the funniest moment was when the Timberwolves took Jake LaRavia like 10 spots too high. And I really like Jake LaRavia, but 19 for him is nuts. And the Nuggets countered that by freaking out and taking Christian Brown at 21 because they thought it was going to be a run of white wings. Hilarious. Both those guys went like 15 spots too high. I loved that moment of the draft.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys, like I'm one of the biggest David Roddy fans of all time, but that was the reach was crazy for that. Didn't EJ Liddell fall to like 42nd to the Pelicans? I thought had a good draft. They got Dyson, they got EJ Liddell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really like their draft.
The EJ Liddell fall kind of backs up what I've been saying about EJ Liddell all along,
which is wrong.
I think it's right. I think EJ Liddell is just like Deshaun Sims with 4 less inches. Pause. I don't know. And then we got to talk Caleb Houston to the Magic, 2nd pick of the 2nd round. Max Christie to the Lakers, 5th pick of the 2nd round. Both of us feel strongly that those guys are not going to stick around very long. Although, I mean, Houston, I guess, is going to get minute opportunity at least, just like catch and shoot out. Like Max Christie's not going to play.
Max Christie will stick in the league longer than Caleb Houston.
Max Christie's not going to play. Nobody's going to want him after he goes 2 years of not playing on LeBron James's Lakers teams. Like, I know that was genuinely the worst spot Max Christie could have gone. The dude can't take direction from anyone, wants to be the star, and now he's relegated to be an absolute role player for the bossiest guy in the league. Which, again, I don't mean it as a bad thing. You play with LeBron James. LeBron James tells you what to do. And Max is not going to operate well with that. Moussa Diabate was also drafted by the Clippers, 13th pick in the 2nd round. I was a little surprised he got drafted. Good for Moussa. Don't know that he's going to play much. If you look up and down the 2nd round, dude, isn't it just filled with guys who are going to be out of the league, though? Like, yeah. Half these picks are like overseas guys just because teams didn't want to spend salary. Like,
yeah, no.
I mean, listen to these names.
The implications in like of 1st and 2nd round is crazy. Like I literally think that guys were literally just the GMs were sending up picks like, who's the first like overseas guy? Yeah, let's throw him in there. Let's stash him.
Gabriel Procida, Khalifa Diop, Ismael Kamagate, Matteo Spagnolo, Carlo Makovich, Yannick Noza, Guy Santos, Luke Travers, and Hugo Besson.
Yeah.
Like that's 9 picks in a 58 pick draft where teams are just punting on guys. Like, and I thought there were some good college players that didn't get drafted. Londez Williams didn't get drafted. Look, we're a college show, but I think that says something about the league. Like maybe we don't need a 60 pick draft if 25% of the picks are going to be guys that never set foot on an NBA floor. Like,
can I say one last thing about the draft before we move on?
Sure.
They need to like figure something out with like Woj and Shams and them. Like it ruins the draft. Like I actually enjoy watching a draft and like anticipating who gets picked and like seeing trades and shit like that. And they literally ruin it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It was also extremely difficult to do like a full 3-hour long live show during the NBA draft. That was the most stressed I've ever been on camera.
Yeah, it was funny because like I was watching you, but like I was getting the notifications. Like I knew Jalen Duren was like going to and like I'm looking at you trying to figure it out while at the same time hosting the show. And I'm like, God damn it. Like I felt for you. I'm like, Greg, we're okay. Like I was texting you on the side trying to like figure it out. And it was a struggle.
Yeah, my brain broke in a couple spots. It was fun, but yeah, not something I necessarily look forward to doing if we do that again. Real quick before we move to the 3rd topic, can I get an O captain, my captain from you?
O captain, my captain.
Thank you. Next up is Youssef Hayat. Youssef Hayat. I think I got that right the 2nd time. We just recorded an interview with Brandon Goebel, JUCO advocate, that we're going to run separate from this. Brandon has known Youssef for a little over a year now. I won't spoil anything, but he has a ton of good insight on who he is as a person and a player and how it came about that he ended up at Michigan. Highly recommend you watch that. We are also trying to get Youssef himself for an interview. We've had a little back and forth with the Lebanese star. Carter's running point on that, so we'll see how it goes. But if that happens, we're going to run those together tomorrow. So when you're watching this, hopefully that's tonight. It'll come out after this starting five episode. But let's talk just our side of this, because we didn't give a lot in our interview with Brandon. I'm ecstatic as a Michigan fan. I think when you look for guys you want to add in an off season, obviously you're looking like positionally, what do you need? But then you're looking to the portal first. You're looking who are the best players available. You got to go toe to toe. It's very clear at this point. You got to go toe to toe with the biggest names in college basketball to get elite transfer guys. And even if you get elite transfer guys, you might get them for 1 year. They might not work out. Remy Martin won a national title with Kansas, and he was unplayable at parts of last season as like the best transfer in the portal. It's weird. It's a very dicey thing to like build a roster around. As much as we beg to hit the portal, it's a scary precedent to set. I love like adding a dude of this caliber this late out of nowhere. Cart is arguably the biggest win Juwan has had, I think, since he started signing like Caleb Houston and Moussa Diabate 2 years ago. Like this to me feels as big because this roster had a huge need. Youssef Hayat steps right in and fits that need. And by all things we've seen, this dude would be a top 40-ish recruit in the country if he was in the States. So, I mean, talk me out of being like a 10 out of 10 happy on the fact that my team just got this dude.
No, I honestly think you should be happy because just on a surface level, it's a need. Like there was a lot of minutes on the wing for this Michigan team. And, you know, I look at it like this. You got a huge bowl of candy, right? And you're going through the bowl. You want a candy. You miss on candies. You miss on Terrence Shannon. You miss on all these other candies. You miss on Amani Bates. You get to the bottom. You get to like the Weathers candies, like those caramel ones. Those are still good candies. So you got to secure that candy. And that's what Youssef is. You got Lebanese Chase Buttinger. He can play 25 minutes a game on the wing. That's good for Michigan. You should be happy about that. I think he'll give teams trouble in the Big Ten.
You just called Youssef Hayat a Werther's original caramel candy?
Yeah, those are good.
Bottom of the barrel candy?
That's a good candy.
Youssef is at worst a middle shelf candy. Like he's got like in the actual candy drawer candy. Like you're still putting them away. You're not just like setting those out for guests.
Like a Crunch Bar?
Good, man. Youssef, okay, if he was in Michigan State's incoming recruiting class, which is Jackson Kohler and Trey Holloman, and that's it. I guess throw Carson Cooper in there. Where's Youssef in those rankings?
I mean, we probably find some minutes for bilingual Austin Thornton.
Youssef would be the second best player, maybe best long-term player in that group of four.
In what group of four?
Jackson Kohler, Trey Holloman, and Carson Cooper.
Oh, you talking? Okay, a freshman.
Yeah, the incoming class. Like Youssef's a stud. Youssef's a stud.
Yeah, he also could be a student by the end of next year.
Lebanese Chase Buttinger is rude as hell. He could be a student? What do you mean? He's like, they're going to kick him off the team because he's bad?
This is the angle I got it. You see the hat, right?
Yeah, but people come for unbiased takes from you.
You're right. Okay. All right.
Angry. You're getting angry.
Sorry. You're right. Let me regroup. Like I said on Brand, we were talking to Brandon, like I've said to you off air or whatever term you want to use for off podcast. He's a really good. It's a really good ad. It is. It truly is.
Say great. It's a great ad.
It's a potentially great ad.
Thank you.
I would take Youssef on my team.
Yeah, no shit.
You look like you got scurvy.
Youssef does, or I do?
You.
That's just rude. Hold on. I'm trying to find who was tweeting at me about Youssef today because it was really funny. I want to remember and give the person.
Also, I want to apologize to all our Lebanese listeners. I think they thought I disrespected Lebanese basketball in the last episode, and I really wasn't trying to.
Yeah, you had some people on your throat for that, and I think you deserved it. You did say that, like, you could take 3 weeks and average like 18.
Did I say that?
Yes, the exact
Oh,
quote was like, "Give me 2 months and I'm putting up 2010s and
oh,
11."
that's ignorant. That's real bad. I apologize for that. I did not. Wow, that's Monday morning talk right there. My
No,
fault.
it was the anti-Michigan talk. This was Justin Goins, who I enjoy on Twitter, by the way. But he responded to the Youssef commitment and said he's looking forward to seeing him go winless against Michigan State. And I said, I just hope he can win his matchup with non-existent portal wing off the bench, because that's who he needs to outplay for Michigan State, is one of 4 guys who don't exist.
And no, he needs to play outplay a child actor and a weenie McDonald's All-American.
There's worse wings in this conference. There's worse wings in this state, honestly.
Lebanese Chase Audige?
John Shawarma. That's what I'm going with. He's John Sherna, but the Lebanese version. John Shawarma is
You don't even like shawarmas, do you?
No, I don't. But I'm an uncultured swine. It is what it is. Now you have Kobe insurance is what Youssef is. You got Kobe, you got T Will, you got Jet. Now you just need 3 of those guys to be good with Youssef. And I think Joey Baker is additional insurance. It's like, if 3 of those 5 dudes are good, you're a good team. That's all you need. And now they have 5 chances at it, while Michigan State still has not given themselves more chances.
Why are you worried about us?
Not worried. I find it highly entertaining is the thing. That's all it is. Let's move to your team though, Carb. Michigan State Moneyball is happening right now. I believe you and I are trying to coordinate a day that we're going to go up to Moneyball together and then do a little vlog, one of our Sleepers travel vlogs about it. Moneyball is a really fun experience. I've been there before. If you can go, if you are local or it's not too far of a drive, I highly recommend trying at least once if you're a Michigan State fan this year to attend one of these. You get to see all the guys in action. It's not the highest level of basketball. We have friends that have played that, were very great high school players and good college players at various levels that have participated in Moneyball. But all the Michigan State dudes are there, and they split them up very strategically to pair them together and work on some chemistry stuff. The big news this week was that AJ Hoggard was hitting threes off the dribble at Moneyball. Sleepers will be there to investigate in person to know how serious this is. But what does that mean to you? Are you excited, or are you brushing that off like it means nothing?
That means absolutely nothing to me. I've seen Moneyball wonders. I'm a Moneyball goer. Like you said, it's dope to have it back, because I'm picturing back when I went to Moneyball at Aim High. I don't even think Aim High is open anymore, but Moneyball at Aim High. Go watch Miles Bridges dunk. Watching Boo Man, watching Stevie Reps and all those guys go crazy. Watching the Michigan State guys play. You see a lot of things you'll never see again. I saw Tum Tum in Moneyball, and you couldn't tell me that he wasn't, fucking. I'm sorry, I can't say. You couldn't tell me he wasn't Kemba Walker with a Bible. Like, he was cooking in Moneyball. I didn't see much of that in the season. Like, you see stuff in Moneyball you don't see, but it's dope to go watch the guys, parlay that into a little Rick's trip, maybe a little, Dublin, a little pop in, depending on what day the game is. But I don't look into it at all. It's just guys running. But it's cool to see. It's cool for the Michigan State fans and community to go out and watch. So I'm glad it's back, and Moneyball is dope.
So they did give you shit last episode for saying you could get 20 and 10 in Lebanon. What could you get in Moneyball right now? You play pickup actively, competitively still. I view Moneyball as glorified pickup. What would you get in Moneyball if you rolled out Tuesday night as the 6th guy on a team? Again, adversity striking, Cart. What's your answer?
What day of the week is it?
You pick. Well, it'd be Tuesday or Thursday. Let's call it Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday. That definitely makes a difference. I'm coming off a weekend. I usually need a little bounce back. I don't know. I'll get 12, 6, and 4. And a tech.
The tech is for sure happening. I think there are some guys in this league that you could stick with right now. And that's not, I don't mean that at all as a shot at you, but
I feel like that's a shot.
Well, I looked at some of the rosters and I think you could play in this league if you were local to Lansing right now. Case in point, Carson Cooper had a nasty 1 dribble, baseline, pivot, spin, collect with 2 feet, cram on a dude's head. It was impressive because I didn't think Carson Cooper could do that with 0 defense. But we got there's some steam on Twitter of name me the last big that could do that at Michigan State. I think DK tweeted that. And I just caution, like it's still Carson Cooper. He didn't make
I also want to keep the agenda rolling that literally Carson Cooper is DK with a 35-inch vertical.
I kind of like that. Yeah, people don't realize DK is like damn near 6'10".
Yeah, also DK is like kind of like he's not a schlab or whatever. Like DK can actually hoop.
Yeah, I might take him over you right now, to be honest.
I will walk off this stage right now.
I'm serious. I mean, I haven't seen him hoop like you have.
I hope DK, I'll have you in hell if you listen to this, just so you know. Like actual hell.
We should set this up in Moneyball. That might sell good numbers, like Spartan Hoops DK.
Spartan Hoops sleepers matchup.
That would be pretty good. All right, hopefully we can make Moneyball happen.
We will.
We'll make it happen one of these weeks. Let's move to Illinois. My loving enemy, Illinois. Nothing major in Illinois news this week. People might think this is a reach that we're talking about Illinois, but I like talking about Illinois, so we're going to keep talking about Illinois. Ty Rodgers made a really big impact on the Team USA team that he is on. Now, from what I have seen with the roster, he's one of the lower ranked guys, if not the lowest ranked guy on the roster. It was a little bit of a surprise that he was invited to play on this team. And he started every single game and received rave reviews. I saw a little bit of film. Now, he didn't put up flashy numbers. He wasn't going out and getting 20 and 10, but he was getting like 5 and 5 and 3 and on the floor a ton of these games. So
yeah,
that has to say something.
Well, I kind of knew. Basically, for me, it confirmed what I thought about Ty Rodgers. It's a guy that you put him on a team and he's going to make winning plays. He's going to do winning things. In my head, and I don't say this too because I feel like sometimes when people talk about guys making winning plays or guys you got to worry about or guys that, just impact the game in positive ways, people look at it as like a negative connotation, like they can't hoop or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Ty Rodgers is a hooper, but also he's a guy that some hoopers don't do the little things. Some hoopers don't necessarily do things that impact winning. He's a hooper that also impacts winning. Ty Rodgers is a guy that is a top 50 recruit, I think he was. Is it top 40 maybe? He's a guy that's probably going to play.
He ended up in the 50s.
50s. So he's a guy, he's going to end up probably at Illinois for 3 years, I would say. And he's going to make himself a first-round draft pick. And then he's going to have a long NBA career because he does those things. And it makes me sick to my stomach to talk about this because Ty Rodgers is in Michigan State's backyard. And somehow we can secure that commitment. He is a typical Spartan dog. He would look great in the green and white. And I'm sick about it.
He finished 49th in the 247 rankings, four-star recruit. I'm surprised you think he's like a 3-and-done first-rounder guy. I kind of could see him as a 4-year college player just because, I don't know that he's ever – I think his game is sort of what you're seeing with USA, and especially when you surround him with the talent Illinois has. I think almost for as long as he's going to be there until maybe his senior year, I think he's going to be like the 5th option. And he might be the best 5th option in the country. That's how he plays. That's how he wants to play. He's super unselfish. He is, for lack of a better term, a garbage man, but he's a garbage man who does all the little things. And Illinois needs a dude like that because they got transfers in Terrence Shannon and Matthew Meyer who want to come into bigger offensive roles. They got a freshman in Sky Clark who you don't know how good he's going to be from day one. They got Coleman Hawkins, who's been around, who's going to want to get a lot of shots up. Still working on getting Coleman for an interview, by the way. We've had a little back and forth with him. But they need a dude who's just comfortable, I'm going to go out, defend, shoot when I'm wide open, and do all the little things, and I don't need the ball. And that's, to me, Ty Rodgers is probably the best in the country as far as incoming recruits at being comfortable with that type of role. A lot of other great recruits need the ball in their hands to be effective. Ty Rodgers, he might not touch the ball for an entire game, and he's going to make an impact. How that fits into this Illinois team is fascinating, though, because isn't he their 5th to 6th best wing at best? You're still ideally behind the 3 I mentioned, plus RJ Melendez and maybe Luke Goody. And somebody needs to shoot. Ty Rodgers isn't going to be a shooter like that from day one.
I think by the end of the year, Ty Rodgers will be ahead of the guys like Melendez and Goody, especially when it comes down to winning time. I think Ty Rodgers will be on the floor.
If that's true, that's scary for the rest of the Big Ten. I'll just say that. Like if Ty Rodgers is that good where he's playing like 25 minutes in year one, that's scary with the rest of what they got. Basically, if you're rooting against Illinois, you need to hope that Ty Rodgers, RJ Melendez, and Luke Goody are all not good enough to play 30 minutes a game. Like that's so
which if you think about it, like sophomore, I mean, actually, no. I had a theory about like Illinois sophomore slumps, but like that's not true. Because like guys like Io and Kofi had great sophomore years, but like there was a lot of Curbelo hype coming to the sophomore year, and that fell flat.
I just can't. I mean, Curbelo, yes, but I look at the rest of the sophomore class in the Big Ten last year. Like, I just expect sophomores to break out in a big way now. I'm so worried these panels are going to fall again. I keep turning.
They won't hurt you.
Well, yeah, but they hurt the video. Okay, people come to see the panels, Car. They don't come to see the panels fall.
I don't think people even knew there was panels behind you until they fell.
Can I do my weekly "How afraid of Illinois are you?" check-in? I think this is going to be a running theme for us. 1 to 10 fear level. How afraid of Illinois are you right now? Wait, let me set the table before you answer that. This week in Are You Afraid of Illinois? Sky Clark chose number 55. Terrence Shannon chose number 0. We confirmed that Sky Clark's knee tattoos say nothing happened because he had injuries there. And I think that's it. I think Matthew Myers wearing 24, maybe. The numbers was a pretty big deal for me. How afraid of Illinois are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
So can I start by saying, should I just go based off like last week? I was at a 5 on one to 10.
Sure.
I'm up to a 7. I'm up to a 7. The knee tat scares me. That strikes fear in me.
Absolutely terrifying. Also,
that screams top 10 draft pick to me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We've gone back and forth on Sky, like the name Sky, the 2 Ys, the hair, the long T-shirt. Like we've gone back and forth on, do we love this or are we terrified of this in like a he's gonna flop way? We've been very back and forth on it. The nothing happened tattoo, like you don't have that and not be a hooper. That's one.
If we have a Bob Cousy committee member listening to this, throw him on the list.
Instant on the list.
Throw him on the list. He's also on the watch list. He's on this. Can we get a Sleepers Media watch list going?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Terrence Shannon wearing number 0. I like that fit as well. 55 for Sky is good. Like I like everything about the numbers these guys chose. Honestly, we should give out awards or a watch list for best numbers for players. Like I'm trying to think of like anyone on Michigan State who just has a number who like fits them. Like Max Christie, the least deserving number 5.
Ever. Yeah, I'm stealing this from TJ. Like he should have had the FUBU jersey number. It should have been 05.
It's horrendous. Okay. My answer for how afraid of Illinois I am right now is 9. I think I've been around an 8 and a 9 all off season. I'm just holding strong at a 9. The only reason I'm not a 10 in light of the numbers that have come out and the nothing happened tattoo is that it did come to my attention this week that Illinois has 1 player in the NBA and Michigan has 4 on the Orlando Magic alone. I can't be that scared of you if that's, and I think that's the first anti-Illinois thing I've said all offseason. But like,
so you're saying that the number 1 team and the team that had the number 1 pick because they stunk so much has a lot of Michigan players.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sure. I mean, look, when you have
and who are the NBA champions this year?
When you have like 16 guys in the league, I mean, of course you're going to have a few on a bad team. I wouldn't expect Illinois to know that. I really wouldn't expect Michigan State to know that. The champs this year, Cart, that would be Jordan Poole and the rest of the Golden State Warriors. Is this going to last another 60 seconds or you're just not acknowledging that Jordan Poole exists?
I don't know why you're saying it's hail to the victors when you guys stink.
I don't understand what's going on. Okay, let's flip that. If you're a 7 for Illinois and I'm a 9 for Illinois, let's do each other's teams. How afraid, scale of 1 to 10, are you of Michigan right
now? Honestly, the addition of Youssef makes me more scared. So probably 7.5.
That's much higher than I thought you and a Michigan State hat and shades would be.
I'm scared of Hunter.
That's extremely true and fair.
I'm scared of Hunter.
Can you ask me now how afraid I am of Michigan State?
How afraid are you of Michigan State?
0.
It's on a scale of 1 to 10.
1.
Okay.
1.5.
Okay.
Izzo gets a half point because Izzo could take 5 dudes from Powerhouse Fitness and beat Michigan 1 out of 2 times every year.
Okay. I'm glad this is recorded.
Me too.
You're going to find out about us.
Look, if every game could be played at Moneyball, y'all would have a real good team. Real good.
Does your city even have a Pro-Am?
Michigan dudes signed up for Moneyball a couple years ago and then no-showed every time.
You're too busy having hash bash rallies at the quad and weenies. Go hoop.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Anything to end on, Cart? Do you want to? One of us cry. One of us should cry in honor of Jaden Ivey.
I gotta take these off. Sorry, those are like $7 Amazon glasses, and they're terrible for my eyes.
Yeah, you looked in pain there. Are neither one of us gonna cry like Jaden Ivey did this?
I mean, you're the captain.
I don't know. I just never thought we would be here. I can't.
I don't want you to cry.
Okay, I won't cry. This was the Starting Five, Sleepers Media. Click subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Sleepers Media for all of those. Every Monday, Starting Five is out, and look for the interview with Brandon Goebel from JUCO Advocate and Youssef Hayat coming up later today.